Good morning, everyone. When I was asked to talk about stewardship, I realized that I actually think about stewardship a lot, but in ways that I feel like maybe aren't very mainstream. I consider it stewardship when I recycle or repair something before replacing it. To me, it's stewardship to use real dishes rather than paper and plastic, and to remain aware of the food in my fridge so I don't waste so much. And those of you that have done volunteer work with me know that I print on recycled paper, so I'm always telling you, just ignore what's on the back, just ignore it. So I know it would be easier to do things differently, and I've heard the argument about the value of my time and how my time's valuable, and I shouldn't worry, be spending it doing those things. But I'm unable to reconcile that message with my understanding of what I believe we are called to be and do as Christians. God has given us all gifts and resources, and they come in many different flavors, and I believe we are all called to care for those resources and gifts. So one way I do that is by giving my valuable time to the Green Door Thrift Shop. And anybody that wants to learn about that, come find me and I'll tell you about it, but because you can join me. For those that aren't familiar with it, it's a 68-year-old ministry of our church. I didn't expect to enjoy volunteering when I started there, but it is fulfilling on so many different levels that allow me to practice caring for the resources God has given us. That little thrift store works miracles with only 2 paid employees. And the Green Door and all of its volunteers practice stewardship in all the ways that I just mentioned. The things we no longer need are purchased at a reasonable price and given a new life. And the profits for those sales benefit charities. We gave away $90,000 before the pandemic, and we're going to be able to give away a similar amount, if not more, this year. But I caution us. We can't just check off the stewardship box because we sign up for the Angel Tree or do Snack Pack for Kids or Under the Bridge or volunteer at the Green Door. Our church requires our commitment to stewardship in every way so that we can continue to shine God's light into the world. It takes plain old money to keep this building open, and we are called to be stewards of this resource and the people that manage it. Some of us have become a little lax about our stewardship, maybe during the pandemic, because it felt like we weren't using the facility or maybe benefiting from church in the way that we had previously experienced it. But our church was still incurring all the normal expenses, even while we were watching our services from home. I didn't come to my stewardship views until midlife, when we finally had enough discretionary money to do what we wanted instead of what was needed. There's so much pressure to conform to many different things in the world, and so that's when you begin to start to realize you have to form your own values around these things. And as a parent, one of the phrases I repeated often was, just because we can doesn't mean we should. So I challenge each of us to sit with God and reflect on what stewardship means for us. What resources and gifts has God placed in our lives? How do we practice stewardship every day? And how can we be a better steward for St. Luke's Episcopal Church?